started there the 1st of February 1955. That was the beginning of the second semester of that school term. At the end of the semester, I had 3 A's and 2 B's. And they said, fine, you've done good. You finish your junior year. All you have to do is, you're going to have to go to school in the summer because you got to take some Spanish, which I hadn't had a foreign language other than Latin. So I went to summer school and did the Spanish and took a course in education. And the beginning of the school term of 1955 and 56, I enrolled as a full-fledged senior at Spring Hill College and didn't have any problems, went right through and made like a 3.7 average. And when you do that, you have to write a thesis when you get to the point where your grade level is, your grade point level is a certain day. You have to write a thesis. So I wrote the thesis, and supposed to have been so good, I didn't even have to take examination in my classes. Just talk to the professor, a professor, I think of 2 or 3 of them, on what my thesis was about. And I wrote a thesis on disciplining children in the classroom, problem children in the classroom, because I had been teaching some before that time. And when I got ready to graduate, one of the young ladies in the class, there were 87 in my graduation class, and one of the young ladies was friends with a member of the press, the Mobile Press Register, who was an Associated Press person. And she said, Fannie, I got a friend I'm going to call. This is history, what's going on out here. And I said, don't do that. But she did it anyway. And the man from the Associated Press called me, and during that time, I don't think there's nobody in here old enough to remember too much about the Ku Klux Klan in the South. But it was rampant at that time. We were living in the parsonage. The church was right in front of the house. I had 2 little children, and I didn't want a whole lot of, he wanted to come out and take pictures and do all this kind of thing when he heard about this first black person fixing to finish from this school. And I said, no, I don't want that because they might bomb the church, they might hurt my children. I said, no. So I called the president of the school. I had enough clout to call the president. I said, Father Smith, I explained to him the situation. I said, if all these people come out here, these photographers, I said, I'm afraid of what the Ku Klux Klan might do. I don't want them messing with my children, messing with my church, my husband's church. Just call them off. So he called the newspaper and told them that I did not want any publicity at my house and pictures taken of my children and so forth and so on. So, and he told them that they better do it. Spring Hill College was something in that town. It's one of the oldest colleges in the whole United States. And the head of the newspaper said, okay, we won't do it. But Father Smith said to me, now let me tell you, Miss Motley, on graduation day, they already know that you're out here now, and said you are going to be inundated with photographers, newspaper people, and everything, but that will be a public occasion, and they have free will at a public occasion. I said, well, that's all right, as long as they're not around my house to bomb it, fine. They bother Spring Hill if they want, but they won't be around my house. So from the minute that I stepped down off the library steps with my partner, who told me, Miss Motley, I sure am glad to be walking with you today, because my picture gonna get, wherever you get, my picture will be with you. So it really happened. And the minute I stepped down, and I have pictures of that, the minute I stepped down, the newspaper photographers, the newsmen from everywhere were there taking pictures. And after the set, there were only 87 in my graduation class, and only 9, there were 87 in the graduation class, and only 9 graduated with honors, and I was one of the 9. Now let me tell you something. I was happy to be graduating with honors, but I was happier so that it could never be said that they just let me graduate. Like a token thing, this black person graduated and this was a token graduation type thing. That made me happier than just being an honor student. But I was happy for that because it showed, and ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you, we all have brains. Both white and black and red and green. Everybody has what God has given them. And I learned that in this school because I had never been in a school of diversity before. So I learned that then. That was something that I learned then, which I've carried through my life, to know that God has given all of us brains. And no matter of what race or color or whatever you are, you have a talent. God gave one man 5, one 2, and one 1. You don't ever read in the Bible where nobody got not anything. So God at least has given us 1. So I learned that in this school, being the first time I got to a school of diversity. So moving to my kind of end, it's just a story. I'm not trying to give a speech, but I began to come up in all these newspapers. I said, my goodness, I'm getting my 15 minutes of fame. I got in the Jet magazine and Time, in the New York Times and Time magazine, and I even got clippings from newspapers across the country that didn't know where I lived, but they sent the clippings to Spring Hill College, and Spring Hill College would send them to me. I got a clipping from a paper in Los Angeles, California, where it said that a white school graduated a black student such a day, and that kind of thing. And I just thank the Lord for that experience, because it made me more able to love everybody, regardless to what. It's the next to my own sons, the sweetest son I have is a young white man. Well, he's a little bit older than Doug. But he came up to me one time when teaching at a school, and he said, you know, I just love you. You're just such a wonderful person. Would you be my mother? I said, well, yeah, I got 2 sons, 1 more. I don't think they're mine. I said, do you have a mother? I thought maybe his mother was dead, you know. He said, oh, yeah, I have a mother and father. But he said, it's just something about you that I just love. And I would just like for you, if I had to choose one, I would choose you for a mother. And that was in 1972. He just called me the other night. Mama, I just wanted to call you to let you know that I'm taking my family, 2 grown children now. And one was born. He called me and said, hurry, Mama, come to the hospital. You got another granddaughter. Like Doug did when he called to tell me, Mama, you have a granddaughter. But anyway, that has been 37 years.